Let's go, let's go, let's go to the window, to the wall. Let's get this episode started. Oh, hi. Let's go.
This is the Sports Timeout Podcast with Jensen Maydew, Tony Caranco, and your host, Wes Underwood.
Welcome into the Sports Timeout Podcast, brought to you by Jefferson's free fried pickle Fridays. And be sure to head over for all these March Madness games that are going to continue through the weekend. Lots to watch, lots going on. Man, men's, women's bracket, the drama has continued. I mean, you lose Juju last week. Alabama does what they've done. But we'll get to that here in a minute. But yeah, March Madness, go over to see Billy and his crew and get some wings, grab a drink, celebrate with your friends this March Madness, especially this weekend, because it's going to be awesome. And then while you're at it, go check out Robert's Integrative Dentistry. If not today, go next week. Get that brighter, straighter smile. And yeah, if you're looking for that brighter, straighter smile, or you just want to look fresh, be sure to schedule your appointment today at 417-622-0404. And also, don't forget to check out Tea Time in Web City this weekend. Yeah, get on in there, watch some March Madness there, or play some golf, or before the storms roll in tomorrow, get out tonight, play some pickleball on the courts. Been lovely weather. If you haven't been there in the evenings to play, or you haven't played over there yet, get over there. Jonathan's got some cool stuff going on, so be sure to take part in that. Go participate in their tournaments they've got over there, part of Joplin Parks and Recs. So it's awesome. Super excited. And then if you don't want any of that, get a nice coffee like me, or just go to the bar, have a drink with a friend, watch some sports, or, have a talk. Or if you want to take the stress out on the week, go smack a tee, or go smack a ball off a tee, go do that, or play pickleball. Get that grunt out, you know. But yeah, man, Wes Underwood, Clint out this week, Tony out again, Jensen out, Sam to join us a little bit, talk some soccer. Super excited this week. Got a couple of big guests coming in, and if you paid attention to our social, you know who they are. But if not, we'll introduce that when time is due. But yeah, Wes Underwood coming back at you during this March Madness season. And before we get started, make sure to hit that subscribe and follow button on YouTube. And well, first up, we'll talk NCAA, and that's brought to you by our newest sponsor, Black Eagle Apparel. They do custom apparel and jerseys for any team, any sport, at the best prices. Go see them at 2702 Richard Joseph Boulevard, right next door to the new Joplin DMV. Mention us, find out how to get 10% off your order with your first order. And well, let's get to it. Gonna go ahead and look at the men's bracket. And last night we had some fun games. Alabama was a blowout over BYU. My second chance bracket, I think I've got it down. Okay. I think I've got it down, but we've got Duke tonight. We've got Houston and Purdue. We've got Kentucky and Tennessee. We're going to have Arkansas and Texas Tech. That's going to be a fun one. Or no, we had Arkansas and Texas Tech last night. My bad. It was a fun one. So, yeah, excited for this bracket. Florida over Maryland. That ended up becoming a fun game towards the end. A lot of fouls. Auburn, Michigan. That is tonight. And then Ole Miss, Michigan State. That's tonight too. And I mean, from here, I've got Auburn, MSU going. So Michigan State and Auburn in the Elite Eight. And then I've got Alabama and Duke going. And then Houston and Purdue. I've got Houston and University of Kentucky. Kentucky beating out Tennessee. And then I've got Arkansas, Florida. So fared pretty well. Fared pretty well. Excited for that. Man, I'll tell you what. This March Madness, that first couple rounds was just insane. just to see how everything, and then watch Bama with their record last night. I mean, come on. Could it get any better? I mean, it can, but it's been phenomenal to watch. This March Madness has been great. And we've got Elite Eight rounds happening 29th and the 30th. Um, so yeah, tonight, and then we go straight into the Elite Eight this weekend. Oh, well, so I've got Auburn, Duke going into the, I believe, Elite Eight. Yeah, Auburn, UK, Duke, Arkansas. Didn't have Texas Tech, but it is what it is. Oh man. Let's see. We've got that bracket going. It's beautiful. So, um, Purdue and Houston, I really think is going to be a good game, but I think Houston pulls it out. Kentucky, Tennessee, I think is going to be a really good matchup. The 2-3 seed, but I think UK pulls that out with just the momentum they've had. Obviously, we saw what Alabama did. It's insane. Duke, Arizona. I think that's going to be a good one. I'm really excited for that. The 1 and 4 seed. I, I can't wait to watch it. And then Auburn and Michigan was fun. Um, Excited on that one too. And then Ole Miss, Michigan State. I'm really excited for that one. So it's going to be fun to watch. The rest of the, I mean, obviously my bracket was busted like within a day. Not even like probably within an hour. So, but kudos to those who did well. I don't think very many brackets made it. A lot of uncertainties this year. Going over to the women's side, I mean, goodness gracious, we have got our Elite Eight, and that is going on tonight. First game is going to be number 3 North Carolina and number 2 Duke. 1:30 today to get things kicked off. Then we're going to have South Carolina and Maryland at 4 p.m. getting things going next after that. And then followed by LSU, NC State. And then the nightcap will be UCLA and Ole Miss. I mean, how awesome. Like, okay, we go back here and we'll go ahead and look at it. I mean, I feel like we kind of solidified that. We kind of knew what was going to happen. We knew what was up on the women's side. Um, a few here and there caught us off guard, but I mean, here you go. Okay, let's look. Well, maybe. So they did. Did they take away the top 25 rankings? I'm looking here. Okay, so UCLA, South Carolina, UConn, USC. Obviously, we know what happened there with Juju and USC. Texas, okay. TCU, Duke. So the top 10, LSU, NC State, Notre Dame, Duke, TCU, all that, okay. And then we go into the tournament, and your Elite Eight currently Duke, North Carolina, NC State, LSU, UCLA, Ole Miss, South Carolina, and Maryland. And Maryland and Ole Miss, right? Maryland and Ole Miss, obviously not in that mix, but Maryland was number 18 and Ole Miss 25, just rounded back into the poll, 20 and 10 on the year. And let me tell you, like they caught fire, both of them. South Carolina, UCLA, knew should be in there. LSU should be in there. Duke, North Carolina, right? Duke and North Carolina should be in there, top 10s. NC State should be in there, top 10. LSU, top 10. So to have that many top 10s in there and only have 2 not be in the top 10, that's 6 out of your Elite 8 that were in the top 10. So that's why in the beginning I said with full confidence that not much was going to change from the top 10 and that we were going to get these matchups. And look here, North Carolina, Duke, South Carolina, UCLA, Ole Miss, LSU, and NC State. There you go. Maryland and Ole Miss doing their thing. Okay. I liked it. I liked my original pick. And I think I had Maryland. Nope, sorry. I'm looking at the wrong name. I think I had Carolina, South Carolina pulling it out. I did not end up creating a bracket. And I did say Buckner's was going to get it. But what happened? Yep, they got beat. Well, where are we at here? For some reason. Oh, there we go. The top. There we go. Okay. So we're still on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I forgot the whole bottom bracket here, but still. Then you have USC, Texas, Tennessee. My bad. I should have scrolled down. Cut that right. No, we're leaving it in. It's authentic, right? Notre Dame, TCU, UConn, Oklahoma. Okay. USC still in there. Top caliber, but still, you saw what happened to Juju. Um, UConn. I do still have South Carolina going and UConn. And so as of late, it's been tough for me because I really like Beckner's, okay, and what she's doing. And I'm really a fan of UConn and the Huskies here on the women's bracket. Okay. I'm really excited on this one. Um, I don't know at this point who's going to pull it out. I don't. Like, I'm not as confident this year. And really, after the last couple of years, I'm watching Caitlin Clark fall and her team. I want to call UConn the winner. But then you have Notre Dame, TCU, Oklahoma that stand in the way. You have the potential of Texas and Tennessee, USC, Kansas State. Kansas State's done better than I thought they would. Yeah, I talked about them being in there, but they've done a lot better than I thought they would. Um, and then we've got UCLA, South Carolina, Maryland, Ole Miss, LSU, North Carolina, NC State, Duke. Okay. And that is your Sweet 16. And all these will be played on Sunday, that bottom bracket. And then the top bracket that we talked about will be played tonight. So tonight and Saturday, excuse me. So we got a lot of basketball going on. A lot. And then they have the final rounds from March 30th to April 6th for the women. And it's crazy. So crazy. That how the top 10, pretty much through the top 25, really are the teams to beat in the tournament. So I feel like they've got a better system of picking in the women's side than they do the men's. The men's is a lot of, in my opinion, favoritism. Women, I feel like they earn it and they have to. So kudos to them. Good job this year. Really enjoying it. Really enjoying it. Super excited. Next up, we'll swap over to baseball. Just real quick. Opening day. Royals represent, baby. Man, what were the Royals thinking? Congrats to the Cardinals, who I called, by the way, of being a contender. Opening day win. Okay. Great job by the Cardinals. Way to win it for your hometown. Okay. Way to get things going and not lose after having a big lead. Royals go up 3. Cleveland comes back, takes that 1-run lead. Royals tie it in the 9th, get that momentum going. Big mistake there for the Royals. Okay, big mistake. You have nobody out. You're about ready to get bases loaded, but then end up in with 2 on, okay? You were to have 3. Your runner goes home. He was going to get thrown out and decides to play, back and forth there, like Izzy the Jet Rodriguez, or excuse me, Benny the Jet Rodriguez. Sorry, Izzy. Sporting or current. Man, just getting it all wrong in the moment, just like the Royals did, right? Okay. I'm sitting here watching opening day with my kiddo, and it's ridiculous. Izzy. Izzy. Kyle Isbell. What are you thinking? Rounding second base again. Blanco was already out, going home. He's doing his little thing back and forth. I don't know why you even rounded second base, man. I don't know what goes through your mind when you're doing that. And it kind of reminded me of the last season when Isbell would run past second base or go to second base thinking he has the double or the triple, and then quickly realizing because for some reason he like slows down. And I don't get it. Instead of speeding up, it's like he looks back to see where the ball is and then he slows down and is like, oh, I can't do it. When he should just go ahead and run through it or should not have even made the move at all. And I like it. I like him as a player, like him as a hitter. He can get the job done. He's a great fielder. But his base running awareness is horrible. Okay. Royals, you got to send him down to get him fixed or something. To sit and watch that. It's crazy. It's crazy. So many mistakes that he's made on that front. And you feel like that you could get it taken care of. But for some reason it doesn't. So, I don't know. Off my soapbox. Opening day, though, for the MLB looked phenomenal. A lot of close, a lot of big blowouts. Cleveland and Kansas City. You see 11 runs scored total. St. Louis, Minnesota, you see 8 runs total. New York Yankees, Milwaukee, you see 6 runs. Baltimore and Toronto, Baltimore blew out Toronto. They have a high ceiling. And the team that we saw as Royals last year in the postseason, I think they're going to be a team to beat again. When they get things started out right, being 1-0 on the year, blasting 12. Toronto, 2, don't know what happened there. Team just looked like they shut down. Philly and Washington, opening day, 10 runs. Philly wins 7-3. Boston and Texas, Boston wins 5-2. Miami and Pittsburgh, 9 runs combined. Miami wins it 5-4. Fun game. San Francisco, Cincinnati, 10 runs total. San Fran wins it 6-4. White Sox get that win finally. I bet that feels great. Benintendi getting things going. Good job for the White Sox. 8-1 win, 9 runs total there. We'll see how they fare the rest of the season. Houston get things going right. 3-1. One of the lower scoring games today. San Diego, Atlanta. 11 runs there too. 7-4. San Diego pulls it out. Dodgers, Detroit, 9 runs total. List goes on. I mean, what an opening day. What an opening day. So fun to watch. Fantasy-wise, Ohtani putting up points. Names you don't even know in Boston putting up points. Pasquantino comes back for the Royals to try to get things going. Did his best today. Put up 10 points in fantasy baseball. A lot of the top relief pitchers putting up points today. Fantasy team, fantasy owner here. Fun day. Fun day. But it's crazy. It's crazy. March Madness, baseball madness. Just got back from spring training last week. What an experience that was. And then to see this opening day. Awesome. Awesome. All right. On that note, we are going to go ahead and head into soccer talk. And that's brought to you by the Corner Kick in Neosho. Go check them out. Located at 1411 Blue Oak Lane, Suite C, Neosho, Missouri. They have the largest soccer store in southwest Missouri, northwest Arkansas, southeastern Kansas, and northeastern Oklahoma. Be sure to check them out Tuesday through Sunday for your football needs. And, well, first up, got an interview with Sam and Luden on Comets FC, and we'll move into the next part after that. Take a look. All right. And, well, we bring up our first goalkeeper on the goalkeeper show today. I mean, it's awesome. And on the pod for the first time, and that's JoplinCometsFC captain as well as goalkeeper, Luden Gonzalez. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me on, Wes.
Hey,
Appreciate that.
anytime. I mean, Sam's down there too, and corner kick going out there. Shout out, got that segment going. Love it. Lots of soccer stuff going on in the area and through Missouri. So we'll go ahead and talk about this week, and we'll highlight the moments that kind of counted. First up, yeah, all had the match in Tulsa. What was the team's mindset going into that one just to begin the year?
Yeah, I think as far as the mindset from a coach's perspective on what the team morale was and where we were at, there's a lot of nerves. I think obviously, it's the first game for a lot of these guys. They've never played
Yeah,
at the UPSL level. We are fortunate to have a core group that has played at this level. And so Tulsa Athletics are a very good club. They're well coached. They've been around for a while, and past in the past they've been national champions. So
yeah,
we weren't sure. I think Coach Rob and I both going in felt like we want to win every game. So, and that's what we want the team's mindset to be: is we're going to go get 3 points. We would have been happy with a point at Tulsa before the game started. Once
yeah.
the game started, we realized we could get right on top of them and take 3 points home.
That's awesome. And I mean, next we'll move in. We talk Hercules. He gets that lone goal off the header. Luden, as a keeper, what's going through your mind when you get the lead that way in the game?
Yeah, it was early on, to be fair. We started good. We started well. Defensively, we have a very good back line. But yeah, the early goal came on. Domi, we got a ball through him. He took a shot. He's got a strong kick.
Yeah,
He's got a boot in him, and keeper made a good save, and Hercules was there, header, and we're up. I mean, it was, I think, 10, 15 minutes,
yeah,
and yeah, all I'm thinking is, man, like for me as a keeper, we've got the first one in. It's huge. I just always believe in what I do back there, and keeping a shutout. And if they can't score on me, we can't lose. So, early on goal, all excited. Um, Everyone. I mean, from that point on, we really took it to them.
that's awesome. And you guys end up going into the half with that lead, as you mentioned. Sam, I mean, you can iterate on this too, but what was the coach's message to the team, and how did you, and Luden, did you have any words of wisdom as well going into the half being the captain?
Yeah, I think it's about Rob hit hard on staying the course, keeping the systems, keeping our shape. We had a big shakeup, and I don't know if you've seen. I think a couple of us have posted about it. We got some pretty horrible news today. So just want to give a shout out to Jonathan Hercules. He scored our first goal of the season. He'll be a forever club legend, our inaugural goal.
Yeah,
He's a hell of a player, and honestly, he's just a great guy. He's a great person. He went down injured about 25, 30 minutes in, and what we hoped was a hyperextension is turned into going to be an ACL injury. So
Oh man.
we've most definitely lost Hercules for the rest of the season, and we're just sending out prayers, getting a GoFundMe started to help out his family and stuff like that. That's your worst nightmare as a footballer. But it couldn't have happened to a better guy who just gives everything for the team and supports the team. So we're just definitely sending positive vibes and prayers to Hercules, and this next match is for him for sure.
Well said. Anything else to add, Luden?
Yeah, going in again in the half. Yeah, we knew Hercules was out. He's a game changer. He controls the middle for us. He's our cam, number 10 in that role. But yeah, like I said, in the first half it was all us. I felt at times, you can't with Tulsa. You got to put them away. We've had several chances to, go up 2-3. They could have also easily scored one on us. I had a big save in the first half. And our back line, I mean, from Sean, he's played for the Belize national team. He is a phenomenal player on the left side, left defender, and then Cesar and Diego in the center,
Yeah.
and EJ, Ethan was on the right side. We all together, I mean, defensively in that back line, and with our CDMs, we have Henry and Hunter. Hunter's won 2 national championships at the NAIA level.
Oh, wow.
He was, both of them were, I mean, outstanding. Talked to Hunter after the game too. I can't, yes, I would like to take all the credit for the shutout, but like I tell everyone, and I've told, the entire team at halftime, this is a team, like, that whole shutout doesn't, yes, times I have to come big, but that's just my job as a goalkeeper. I have to come big at times. And defensively, we were just very, very good. And then that's what led into the first half. Coaches both told us, hey, we got to stay contained. They're going to come after us. Defensively, we have to. It's the whole team. We have to defend with the whole team. And then we adjusted properly. They did come at us the second half. But like I said, we stayed. We defended. We suffered. I'm not going to say it's not going to be an easy game. We knew that going into it. We suffered maybe 10, 15 minutes in the last second half. But it was a brilliant team performance, and it's all credit to, coaches, players, everyone did their job. So we're proud.
Yeah, as well should be. I mean, again, y'all end up with that 1-0 victory. You get that season started off at 1-0 on the road at that. And I mean, as you and I talked a little bit beforehand against Tulsa, it's a pretty good thing. Next, you're humble on the back line. And yes, it does take a team effort, and the back line played well from what I've heard and the little bits that I got to see. But what does it mean to you personally to get that clean sheet this early in the season?
Yeah, for me, it's just I always have that mindset going in. I think, I always, my idols, Iker Casillas, he's always said a good quote. Forwards like to score the greatest goals, and I like to save them. So it's a beautiful game in the back line defensively. Very vocal. I like to, keep us calm, composure. Maybe one of the veterans on the team, same with Desmond Williams, another veteran on the team. We've been, we played at this level. We know who we're playing. We've familiar faces on the other team from Tulsa that we know and what they bring. And for me as a keeper, I knew what to expect going into it. And that is what really, I think that was secured for me. Just that mindset I bring to the game. I think maturity, and again, it's a team effort.
Yeah.
And it's great to start with a clean sheet. We can, I want to keep that going. But knowing, we do go away again, we have to stay and continue. These were 3 huge points. It's a long season.
Yeah.
And we must continue. I mean, this is what we want. 3 + 3 + 3. And, we can make a run. It all started last weekend, and we should, our whole team, the confidence from that win, will continue going forward.
It's awesome. All right. on the road. We talk about it there, and now your next opponent we're going to talk about too. Y'all head to Arkansas, take on Ozark United U20. Game set for a 4 p.m. tip. What can we expect to see in this matchup?
Yeah, just real quick, I want to touch on Lou did a phenomenal job
Yeah,
touching base on several of the guys that really had big performances. But Tulsa actually switched from, if you watch it, Coach Rob and I were talking after the game, and they actually switched from, they were in a 4-2-3-1 and switched to what looked like a 3-5-2 to really, really go at us and throw numbers in the box. And there were some decisions there, but I think it's really important to point out about some subs at the end of the game. Carlos going in at left back for Sean after he'd ran up and down the wing, probably put in more sprints than anyone in the game. And then Brycey going in at center back for Diego. He's just a proper center back that understands safety first, everything out. Big decisions. Quinn caused problems all game on the left wing, and Silas on the right wing, and Dez. And Domi's probably unlucky not to have gotten himself a goal, but it really is a testament to us starting the project back in November and how much depth we have. Um, that's not to mention all the guys that are putting in the work, keeping the top 18 guys sharp. We've got about, I think last training session we had 32 to 35 guys that are pushing to make that roster, and we are only as good as everyone out there putting in the work.
sure enough. Yeah,
So it was a really, really great team performance. Looking at Ozark United coming up, obviously they're still new to the league. They've got some more experience than us. They started in the fall, made a bit of a run, got to the playoffs. So we've been kind of paid attention to and watched some film on their game versus Bartlesville. They took a 2-1 loss on opening weekend. Um, but I mean, it was a good game, and that Bartlesville team is a good team as well. So I think at this level, everybody's a good team. I mean, you don't face a bad team.
yeah,
Um, so it's about discipline and structure. And nobody does that better than Coach Rob about drilling and repetition, repetition, repetition to our discipline of our structure, and the back line, putting him through the paces over and over again to communicate with Lou. It's a well working machine right now. So we're excited to go down there and look into the big change that needs to happen from the first game
yeah,
is that we've got to finish our chances better. We could have put that game to bed before halftime, and we didn't. And football punishes you for not doing
sure.
that. So, I mean, it's one dodgy penalty call away from being a tie game, and we leave with 1 point.
Yeah,
So we've got to make sure we finish our chances and looking to improve on what we started.
sweet. Well, we look forward to it. Luden, congrats on the opening win and shut out there and safety for the rest of the season, health, all that jazz. We'll be keeping in touch for sure, and appreciate you coming on, and thanks for having us as a sponsor as well. Again, both of y'all. You guys are the ones that kind of help pivot this, so appreciate you guys for coming into the area, and we're looking forward to it.
Thank you. Appreciate it. It's an honor being here, and always love to come back, talk. It's always like I said, an honor and a pleasure. Thank you, Wes.
Yeah, no problem. Take care.
Thanks, Lou.
Mhm.
Next, we talk Kansas City Current, and Sam and I also got a chance to catch up with the new Current goalkeeper. Check it out. And well, now we bring in goalkeeper Laurel Ivory. How are you?
I'm great. Happy to be here. Really, really happy to be here.
Awesome. Glad to have you. And well, we'll go ahead and talk first year here in Kansas City, off to that 2-0 start. What are your thoughts as this season's opened up here since this is your first year with the team?
I mean, I've only been with one team prior to playing for the Current. So, I mean, it's playing here as an away team. It's an electric atmosphere, and now being a part of the team is even better, you know? And yeah, it's just exciting. This team is fun. Even as somebody who watched them the last couple years, they always just looked like they were having fun and being authentically themselves. And I think that was the first thing I noticed when I got here and started training with the girls and the staff.
Yeah,
Um, we just have fun every day, but at the same time, it's at a really high level, which is really rare to find.
it's awesome. And I mean, you mentioned that played for the Rain. What helped you kind of decide this offseason to sign with the Current?
Yeah, I mean, free agency brings a lot of questions. It brings a lot of like you're able to explore different markets, and I think with the new CBA and everybody's a free agent, it led to a lot of different situations for clubs to make decisions on who they were going to invest in, how they were going to use their cap space, and things like
Yeah.
that. And I had spoken to a couple clubs, and I spoke to Vlatko, and it just seemed like it was a really good fit. They pursued me pretty hard. They knew everything that I could bring. They were very well, like, they did their research on who I am as a person and obviously like my game. And yeah, I loved playing in Seattle. I loved playing for that club, but it was time for me to try something new and to have a new challenge, you know?
Awesome. Well, we'll kind of talk a little bit on that challenge transition and Sam.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a couple questions about well, one, I loved what you just said about the team seems to be having fun all the time, but standards are being kept high, so accountability seems to be there. Um do you think that's a result of just the coaching staff in what they've set as the culture, or is it the whole culture around Kansas City from the administrative side of the club all the way down?
I think it is all of those things. I do think the standard that is set does come from Vlatko and the coaching staff. If you're not doing the things you're supposed to be doing, he'll let you know. If you're not hitting the standard that he knows you can hit, you're gonna hear it. And also, you're not just gonna hear it from him, but you'll hear it from the people around you, your teammates.
Yeah,
And there's that trust. There's that like there's so many environments where that wouldn't go over well because it wouldn't be well received. Whereas here, it's something that's just holding you accountable and making us better, making you
Yeah.
better.
absolutely. Love that.
And I think not only does the coaching staff like facilitate culture, but yeah, the leaders on this team also do it. So they're the group that they brought in, the people that they brought in are bought into it, which is great.
Awesome. Awesome. I think that I coach at a much lower level, ECRL with kids in the youth group and a club team. But I think that as a coach, you always feel like even probably at that level that once teammates start holding each other accountable, you're really on to something. So I think that's fantastic. I was curious to ask about the unique position of being sort of competing for that
Definitely.
first spot.
Everybody, people come up to me all the time and just ask, like, how do you do it? You know, you're with each other all day, every day, and you're fighting for one spot, you know, and at the same time, there's like this camaraderie, you know, like there's
Yeah.
this like goalkeeper union, there's this, we have each other's backs, like, but at the same time, it's like, no, well, I want to play, you know, she wants to play, and she wants to play, you know. Um, and you're gonna obviously that's in every single market. Um, but it's been great. I think the three of us, we all came in, um, and all of us were new to the current. And we just kind of were figuring it out together, and we've had each other's, our training sessions are super, super positive. I'm learning Portuguese,
Oh, wow.
which
Awesome.
is amazing.
Very cool.
And
Yeah.
Lorena is learning English extremely fast. So we're kind of just like bouncing things off of each other. And at the same time, our staff is from Macedonia. So like we're throwing in Macedonian words every now and then.
That
So it's
is
just like this
that is the beauty
hodgepodge,
of
like,
football.
you know, yeah, definitely. And so it's been really fun, and she's great. I mean, she's a really hard worker. She's really detailed. I take a lot from her every single day. I hope she takes a lot from me every single day. And it's been great. I mean, I couldn't ask for a better partner in this, and in Claire as well. It could get really ugly in goalkeeping environments, but this one has just been like off the charts. So I'm really, really lucky.
It's awesome. All right. And we go ahead and talk the match this week. Y'all are 2-0. You're in 6 points on the table. huge win last week over the Spirit. What was the team's mindset going into that big match, and what's the locker room been like after that big match?
Yeah, I think obviously coming off of the win against Portland was a huge boost of confidence. That we're all kind of in tune with each other. We're firing on all cylinders. But first of all, to play in Audi Field, I don't think once in my career I have won in Audi Field. So it's a really difficult environment to play in. And then two, for that to be their home opener.
Yeah.
I mean, it just was like it was bouncing in that stadium. It was, I mean, it was there was almost 20,000 people, and it was loud, and they turned against the ref and they turned against us, but like I think we just fed off of that energy, and to get a win this early in the season with that kind of performance in that stadium against that team is huge. So we definitely knew the significance of it, but also know that it's game two and there's things that we gotta get right, and we gotta
Yeah.
do it again on Saturday. So yeah, it was awesome. It was a good feeling.
And then in that match, what do you feel was the turning point there for you guys?
You know, I actually feel like some of we feel like we should have capitalized on some opportunities in the first half and we didn't. Um, but I think it was just like, okay, how can we come out in the second half and just again be firing on all cylinders? And I think every single person didn't let that drop. If anything, the performances just got better.
Yeah.
And we took our opportunities. I think it was coming. We were knocking on the door constantly. And it was just a matter of time, and it finally worked out. So very grateful for that.
Awesome. And well, now y'all get to take on Utah Royals FC Saturday. What's the energy going into this one, especially being back in Kansas City?
We know how valuable it is to be playing at home. Um, what that stadium does, what the fans do, and then also the reactions we get from that in that environment. And I think it's just sticking to who we are, sticking to what we. I don't know if you can hear me. I'm like glitching out, I feel like. But
Just a little.
the yeah, we feel good. We've been prepping all week. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
We've been prepping all week and we feel good. And yeah, we're ready to rock. We're happy to be home again. You know, it's a privilege to play at home. So
Indeed. All right, last couple of questions here. First off, end on some fun ones. What's the funniest moment that you've had in your career to this day?
funniest moment I've had in my career, playing wise, probably we played Orlando Pride last year, and I made this save and Marta against Marta, and she just like stared me down, and I was just like, that was such a cool moment. Like
What a
I have a
moment.
legend
Yeah.
just like
What a moment. That is life
mocking
goal
me, but
stuff.
like
Wow.
giving me props, you know?
Oh
He
man.
literally just kind of looked at me and just went like, and I was just, I remember in that moment, I was like, this is something I'm never gonna forget. Um,
Yeah.
and then on the flip
So
side of
cool.
it, like off, like not being on the field in the final in 23, Pino had just torn her Achilles, which is not funny, but she just tore her Achilles, and she still wanted to be so involved in on the sideline that I literally just like threw her on my back, and she's coaching, and I'm just kind of sitting there watching and cheering everybody on, and she's over my head just like telling people what to do, how we needed to like work the game and things like that. And I think somebody took a picture of it, and it was like when sports meets art or so, one of those accounts, you know what I'm talking about? And
Like
we made it, and I was like, dang, like I've always wanted to be on this account. so
like when
that was pretty cool.
it's like when Ronaldo got hurt in the Nations League final.
Oh man.
He just became a coach.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. She
So
couldn't
cool.
stand, so I literally just hauled her piggyback style and had her right in my ear coaching
That's crazy.
away. And I was like, whatever we need.
All
That's awesome.
right. Second and last questions here. So I saw the video about the drawing of the team mascot. Did you get to see it? And if so, who do you think was the best?
The- This mascot thing. I wish I got to see it. I want to see it. And then did you follow that up with what would I choose as a mascot?
Oh,
I couldn't,
we'll
I
we'll
think it
throw
cut
that
out a
in
little
there
bit.
too because I mean they
Okay.
all gave theirs. So yeah, what was yours too? And whose was the
Yeah.
best? If you did see it, but since you didn't, go for it.
Yeah, I didn't. But I don't know. I feel like some sort of like, I don't know, like something that you'd find like a Loch Ness monster or something, because it got like the river and like a little, and
Okay.
I feel like that'd be kind of dope. Yeah, I'm
My
gonna
my
lock my answer in
idea,
on that.
my idea that I want you guys to get started, and it's got to happen. I mean, come on, it's very fitting. Tim Wachawinga's River Ball. Okay, got to have that
Uh-huh.
floating on the water and put that on the jersey with the little smiley face. I think that would be good. And then for the kids,
Yeah,
just have a person walking
that would
around.
be a crowd seller.
It's serious. I got something here, and
Yeah.
I know you guys up there in the current. You
I
gotta.
mean, I can see it now. People just buying a hat that goes out like this with a soccer ball on top. I can see the whole vision.
So they made a shirt last year, and those shirts sold well. So
Laurel, could I ask? Can I throw one more question in at you?
I think I actually picked one up.
nice.
Absolutely, please.
So, one of the things that I hope to do anytime we get the awesome privilege opportunity to get to talk to, a professional player is when I go back to the club, what could I tell girls that are playing at the club? What's the transition process? How did you get found? What did you do between club, high school, college, pro? What any bit of advice or thing? Maybe it's even advice on girls that are a junior and a senior, how to get noticed, how to get in touch with the right college coaches and things like that. Whatever you want to go with that.
Yeah, I think that's a really good question because I think honestly the landscape has changed so much since I went to college. And it's still really changing. They have rules in place now, which is great. Like I committed as a freshman in high school. Like how I knew where I was going, wanted to go as a
Wow.
freshman, I don't know, but thank God
Wow.
I got it right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
that's wild.
yeah, like I got that one right. But um honestly, the biggest thing I would say, as speaking from experience, would be like, don't get too ahead of yourself. Um, it's going to work out. Like, it's going to work out. And it's not, it shouldn't be absolutely everything about you. Like, it shouldn't be your entire identity. I think I missed out on a lot of like my childhood and growing up and those experiences because I just put my head down and I had tunnel vision, which was great in some areas and got me to where I am today. But I know I could have done it with allowing myself to just like be a kid, um, and just like lean on the others around you, and just like enjoy it, don't rush it. And at the same time, just like be where you're at. I think that would be like my biggest thing in the recruiting process is just like don't get ahead of yourself.
That was that was a pretty loaded question, and I think that was a I don't think we could have asked for a better answer. That was
Oh yeah.
phenomenal. Thank you, Laurel.
Yeah. We appreciate you coming on and hope to have you
Yeah,
again
of
later this season.
course. I appreciate that.
Thanks so
Yeah,
much and best of
definitely.
luck.
I'm sorry about being really early.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Take care. Great stuff from Luden. Great stuff from Laurel. Both goalkeepers. What a show this week. Goalkeeper show and a team that's looking for a goalkeeper. Sporting Kansas City. I don't know what to say, what to think here. Lots happening. You got FC Dallas 2-2 and 1, getting ready to come to Kansas City. 0-4-1. I mean, I guess good news for Kansas City. They are 2-1 in their last 3 matches. 0-1 in their most recent match. Dallas has 32 wins in the series. There's 14 draws, and Sporting has 36 wins in the series. Dallas has outshot Sporting this year 11-9, 4-2 on shots on goal, 3 pretty much even on block shots. Sporting has a slight advantage there. Passing accuracy for Sporting 83.4 to 81.7. 4 corners to 3 corners. Several offsides in favor of Dallas. And, I mean, just the list goes on. This is a pretty fairly evenly matched up franchise. They're going to be in Frisco, Texas, actually, this week. They'll be at Toyota Stadium. And game time is set for 7:30 p.m. And I'm just still trying to figure out what is going on there. This team plays great in the first half. And then the second half just demolishes. And if they get scored on in the first half, then it's just downhill from there and nothing happens. And we've talked a lot tonight, well, today, about what it takes to win as a team, what it takes as a culture. And watching it with the local team here in Joplin and seeing it in a big market in Kansas City for the Current, it can be done. Royals and the Chiefs have proved it. The Current have proved it. And once before, Sporting Kansas City has proved it. But as of late, Sporting Kansas City is kind of the laughing stock up there. And as a Sporting fan, as much as it pains me to say that, it's crazy to think that you have a great historic franchise. The Wizards, the Wiz, then Sporting. And now we're where we are. It's crazy. Hope that things can turn around. It is early in the season. I've seen them come back before and just barely make the playoffs. And this might be another season of that. It is a long season. Points can come and points can be earned and things can happen. 0-4-1, you've got 1 point on the table. And the other team has 7. Couple more games and they could be even. You never know. That's the love. That's the joy of soccer. 2 weeks you could be 1 point up, and then the next 2 weeks you could be 5 points down, 6 points down, something like that. Vice versa, you could be 6 points up, whatever. But it's crazy. It's crazy. All right, we now head into the local sports update brought to you by Ghetto Tacos. On Friday, get 10% off all burritos all day long. And yeah, go see Carletta and Marcus over there and get some Ghettos tacos. And well, today you get 10% off burritos all day long, and they close at 8 p.m. Located at 536 Northeast Street, Webb City, Missouri. Drive-through available. Just call 417-717-1261. And hope y'all get in there and get those tacos, get those burritos, whatever. It's all good over there. Muelitas. The list goes on. Crunch Wrap, California burrito, you name it. But yeah, best food truck, best shop in town. Get in there and grab a shirt, by the way. They're still doing it. Webb City Cares is where the money will go. Be sure to buy a shirt from Ghetto Tacos. And for Missouri Southern, Softball returns home today to host the MIAA NSIC crossover. Minnesota State University Moorhead in a doubleheader beginning at noon. Concordia. Double check on that. Make sure that's right. All right, all right. It is incorrect. So Missouri Southern will be on the road against Northeastern State University in Tahlequah, Oklahoma. And then Northeastern State University again at 3 p.m. So 1 and 3 are your tip-offs there. That's what they have this weekend. As for baseball, Missouri Southern 16 and 12 overall currently. They will be home this weekend against Emporia State starting today at 3 p.m., tomorrow at 1 p.m., and then on Sunday at 1 p.m. Weather pending, of course. Be sure to stay up to date on that and tune into that as well. But super excited for that. Super excited for that. All right, now we head into the 2-minute warning brought to you by Trackside Burgers. They're open at 1515 West 10th Street. Go get some weekend barbecue this weekend. Also, kids eat free on Mondays as long as parents buy an adult meal. So be sure to get over there and check that out. You won't regret it. You won't regret it. Lots of good stuff happening over there. Baseball news for high school. Carl Junction will take on Collinsville tomorrow at 11 a.m., then face off against Webb City at 1 p.m., and then Webb City will play against Collinsville at 3 p.m. Carthage will host the Bill O'Dell Varsity Fest today against West Plains. Games will conclude tomorrow. Next, we talk Neosho, and they will take on St. Mary Colgan tomorrow at 11 as well, and then Springdale at 1:30. And then for Joplin, they're competing in the Tiger Zebra Classic in Oklahoma as they will take on Sallisaw and Pryor today and Wagner tomorrow. So on that note, have a great and safe weekend. Thanks for tuning into the Sports Timeout this weekend. And yeah, we'll see you next week on the Sports Timeout. See ya. Have a good weekend. Be safe. Be safe with these storms coming in. Take care.